Reasons why I hate being short. Don't come for me. This is just my opinion. The first reason is that every single person will say like, oh my god, you're so short. It's like, really? I had no idea. I mean, it's fine if someone does that once. People do it all the time. It just gets so annoying. The second reason is kind of hard to explain. Only short people will understand when I say this. But you feel kind of vulnerable because you're so much shorter than everyone. That didn't make sense at all. The next reason is when you're trying to buy pants, they are all too long. And that obviously means you always have to hem your pants up. I think I've only ever found one pair of jeans that isn't too long. And that says something, does it not? The last reason is that you have to be tall to do some jobs. Do you want to be a model? Oh no, you can't. You're too short. Want to be a flight attendant? No, you're too short. Tall people have all the career options. Lucky ducks. I just know tall people in the comments are gonna say, boys like short girls. Who's gonna tell them that is not always the fact? Anyways, again, don't come for me. That is just my opinion.
A lot of people still don't understand how I could be mistaken as a kid, and I am with you. I also don't understand it. I am really short, and I feel like that has to be the only reason. Recently, I went on a trip with my husband's cousins, and I can't tell you how many times they thought that I was one of their kids. First of all, they never checked my ID in the airport, which I thought was just a normal thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that they just checked the ID of the person who bought the tickets, because they never checked my ID. I just thought they always checked my husband's ID because he was the one who booked the trip. At one point we had lunch in the airport, and when it came time to pay, I said that I was on my own ticket, and the waitress looked at my friend thinking that she was my mom, I guess, and literally laughed. And my friend was like, yeah, she's an adult, she can pay for her own food. And the waitress was like taken aback. I don't know if she thought that my mom was really mean for making me pay for my own food or what, but it took a little convincing before she realized that we were not joking. Then we went shopping at this little shop, and they told me that kids get free stickers, so I did pick out this little sticker. Isn't it cute? And another shop that we went to gave out free taffy to kids, and they told me to come pick out a piece, and I actually got to pick out two. I got a chicken and waffles taffy and a chili mango taffy, and both of them were really good.
I am actually so tired of being mistaken as a child. I'm 25 years old. When I go out to restaurants, they're still giving me kids menus and cups with the lids on top with like the bendy straw. And then once they give me that, I'll ask for a wine. Does anyone else have that problem of looking really, really young? Bro, like getting a kids menu is crazy to me.
Hi, I'm 26 and I often get mistaken for as a child when I'm out in public because I am 4'3". So the other day I was at the laundromat with my boss, helping her carry the laundry in, and the lady at the front desk was like, who's the little one? Mind you, my boss is 4'9". She ain't very much taller than me. And she's like, she's actually in her mid-20s. And the lady's like, oh. She's like, I see it in your face. And I'm like, thank you. I 26 years old, still don't know how to respond to this. So I'm like, thank you. And she's like, I wish I looked like you. And then she like kind of walked off. Do you, ma'am? Or were you just trying to save your ass in that situation?
I was getting lab work done, and the nurse asked me whether my mom or my dad drove me to the doctor that day. And so of course I was like a little bit confused, and I was like, oh no, like I drove myself. She stopped and looked at me and she was like, how old are you? So I told her how old I am, and she just started dying laughing. Like she thought it was genuinely so funny that I wasn't like 15 or 16. And then she was drawing my blood, and I think she was like kind of trying to distract me, so she was making conversation, and I mentioned something about my husband, and she was like, husband? Those of y'all that follow me probably know how old I am or close to it, but I'm curious how old y'all think I am. What am I doing? I think I look my age. I think I act my age. I don't know what it was. I had on makeup that day. Like, it wasn't that I wasn't wearing makeup. I don't know. But this has always happened to me. And it didn't bother me when I was younger, but like now I'm getting to an age where I really don't want to be mistaken for a high schooler. And I don't think it's my hair. When I had really long hair, the same thing would happen. And then when I cut it, people said I looked older. So now I'm really confused. Yeah, I feel like I really took a step back with that doctor's visit. I don't know. I thought I was past this. I don't know.
I was at the airport today and 3 people thought I was a child, and it got me in trouble. Not because I was trying to act like a child, but because they thought I was a child. So the first person who thought I was a child was like the person that checks your ID. the like TSA agent, right? And I have a Florida ID because I'm from Florida, and it never works. You put it in, it doesn't register. There's something wrong with Florida IDs. This happens to me every single time. But mind you, I'm taking a while for it to scan, but like no one's in the airport that I'm at. When the TSA agent asks, because it's not scanning, for another form of ID, I'm like, I do not have another form of ID, sir. And he's like, well, while looking at my ID, are you under 18? The funniest thing about my ID is it says in bold caps, in all red, this person is over 21 by 2023, as well as like my date of birth. And so I say to him, no, sir, I'm not. And he's like, well, I can't let you through. Florida really needs to work on that. I scan my boarding pass and I get in, he lets me go by. When I'm in line, and there's like a flight attendant who wants to skip ahead, right? There's an older woman who is in front of me. And she, the flight attendant, looks at me and says, are you guys together? Is that your mommy? Is that your mommy? Do I look like someone who says mommy? I mean, maybe a muscle mommy about myself, but like, I'm like, oh, no, ma'am, we are not together, referring to the older woman. And so the flight attendant skips me, right? Eventually, it's my turn to take off my shoes and put them into the bag. When the TSA agent that like rolls by and then says, you know, to take out everything, he tells me to go in front of the line. He says, just go all the way to the front. Mind you, there's like a line of maybe like 3 people, the flight attendant, the older woman, and then an older gentleman. I go in front of the older gentleman, which is like right by the scanner that you have to go like this to. And the TSA agents that are usually on the other side to like pat you down, they were like busy. So I was just standing there at the front, kind of just like looking around, wondering to myself, like, am I meant to do this? When I look at the TSA agent and then subsequently the man, and he says to me, you know, there's a queue, right? So rude. And I was like, oh yes, sir, sorry, the TSA agent told me to go to the front. This man starts talking shit. I could, like, I'm not kidding, like 3 minutes. He was like, bah, 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 bah. My own mental sanity, I did not listen because he was being mean. So then I go to the TSA agent and I'm like, is it okay that like I'm here? And he says loudly, yes. And so that shuts up the old man who's like British right behind me, right? I get through TSA and I'm finally boarding my flight. I sit down and the old man who yelled at me is sitting in my row. When I tell you, it was the most awkward flight. That man was looking at me with the meanest eyes because he thought I skipped him. Like as if it was a conscious choice. Like as if I didn't see the 3 people in line. And I just said, I'm gonna go in front. It was not a choice. And I don't know why the TSA agent wanted it. He just said loudly, walk through. And I have no idea why I was randomly selected. That has never happened to me in all my years of flying. So if you're a TSA agent and you know why that happened, please let me know, because I did not like it. I did not like being yelled at.
Tell me about a time that someone thought you were much younger than you actually are.
I'm 25, I'm married, I'm 4'9", and there's not enough time to tell you all the times that this has happened to me. My husband is 4 years older than me, and he has been mistaken as my father before. I once ordered pizza, and the delivery man was just carrying on a chill conversation with me at the door, and he finally asked me if my parents were home. I have been hit on many times by people that I was so sure they were a pedophile that I filed police reports. I used to be a preschool teacher, and our school got reported on several occasions for there not being a teacher present with the children when I was there the whole time. People skip over me in lines, like in coffee shops and stuff, because they think I'm a child with the people behind me. I went to cash my paycheck, and the lady would not cash it, and she asked me where I got it. I get charged the kid price almost everywhere I go.
Since everyone wants to know, this is what I was wearing when I was offered the kids bag with the cartoon playing on it on the airplane. And the lady asked me, are you done school yet? Apparently, this is what an 8-year-old looks like. Like, I understand that I look younger than I am, but not children's bag younger. And you guys were telling me that I need to dress older, more mature. This outfit is clothes that brands have sent me to wear on the planes for brand trips. Like this one's from Kosas. This is what they gave me to go on the plane to Hawaii. These pants are from Supergoop from the Cayman Islands trip. This is airplane attire. I'm wearing a Prada bag and an Apple Watch. Is that what the kids are wearing these days? When I say kids, I mean kids, because she gave me a kid's bag. Everyone always tells me to take it as a compliment. Let's be clear. I'm 33. Being told that I look 23, that's a compliment. Being mistaken for a 10-year-old is not a compliment. If you're an adult and someone is treating you like a child, they're being condescending, they'll ignore you like you don't exist, they don't speak to you. If I am with someone who looks like an adult, people will only speak to them and they won't speak to me because they think I'm a child. Does that sound like a compliment to you? Anyways, I'm back home now, so I'm gonna cut this hair out so that I go back to being 33 and not 8 years old.